Dishonesty is one of the most destructive traits that can deeply impact relationships, societies, and personal integrity. It manifests in various forms including lying, cheating, manipulation, and withholding the truth. While some may argue that dishonesty is a necessary evil in certain situations, its overall consequences often outweigh any perceived benefits. This behavior not only erodes trust, but also damages an individual's character and reputation over time. A dishonest person often uses deception as a tool to achieve their goals, regardless of the consequences for others. They may lie to gain an advantage, avoid responsibility, or manipulate situations in their favor. These lies can range from small, seemingly harmless white lies to large-scale deceptions that can ruin lives. No matter the scale, dishonesty creates a web of falsehoods that can eventually trap the person spinning it. One of the most significant impacts of dishonesty is the breakdown of trust. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship, be it personal or professional. When someone is dishonest, they undermine this foundation, making it difficult for others to rely on or believe them. Over time, the damage caused by dishonesty can lead to isolation, as people tend to distance themselves from those they cannot trust. In the workplace, dishonesty can destroy team morale, create conflicts, and hinder collaboration, ultimately affecting productivity and success. Dishonesty also has a profound effect on the person engaging in it. Living a dishonest life requires constant effort to maintain lies and cover up inconsistencies. This mental burden can lead to stress, anxiety, and guilt. Furthermore, when the truth eventually comes to light, as it often does, the consequences can be severe. The dishonest individual may face social ostracism, loss of respect, and even legal repercussions in certain cases. Their reputation, once tarnished, is challenging to restore. On a broader scale, dishonesty can have damaging effects on communities and societies. For instance, corruption, a form of systemic dishonesty, undermines justice, fairness, and development. When individuals in positions of power act dishonestly, they erode public confidence in institutions and create an environment where inequality thrives. Similarly, dishonesty in business, such as false advertising or fraudulent practices, can harm consumers and the economy. Despite these negative consequences, dishonesty remains prevalent because it offers a short-term escape from difficult situations. People lie to avoid punishment, protect their image, or gain something they believe they cannot achieve honestly. In some cases, individuals justify dishonesty as a way to protect others' feelings or avoid conflict. However, even well-intentioned dishonesty can have unintended consequences, as the truth usually surfaces eventually, leading to even greater hurt or betrayal. It is essential to recognize that dishonesty is not always about outright lies. Omitting critical information, exaggerating facts, or presenting a distorted version of reality are also forms of dishonesty. These subtler behaviors can be just as harmful as blatant falsehoods because they create confusion and mistrust. Over time, people become wary of someone who consistently bends the truth, even if their lies seem insignificant. Overcoming dishonesty requires self-awareness, courage, and a commitment to personal integrity. It begins with recognizing the reasons behind the dishonesty, whether it stems from fear, insecurity, or a desire for gain, and addressing them constructively. Being honest does not mean being harsh or insensitive. It means communicating truthfully while showing empathy and respect for others. Promoting honesty is not just about individual behavior. It is a collective responsibility. Encouraging open communication, fostering accountability, and creating environments where people feel safe to be truthful can significantly reduce dishonesty. Whether in families, schools, workplaces, or communities, promoting honesty strengthens relationships, builds trust, and lays the groundwork for long-term success and harmony. Dishonesty may provide temporary advantages, but it ultimately leads to far-reaching consequences that harm both the dishonest person and those around them. By choosing honesty, individuals can build stronger connections, maintain their integrity, and contribute positively to society. In the end, truth, has an enduring power that no lie can ever surpass. Lack of empathy is a significant issue that profoundly affects relationships, communities, and societies. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, is a cornerstone of human connection. Without it, individuals struggle to build meaningful relationships, resolve conflicts, or contribute to a supportive and harmonious environment. A lack of empathy often leads to misunderstandings, emotional detachment, and harmful behaviors that can ripple through all areas of life. When someone lacks empathy, they find it challenging to put themselves in another person's shoes. They may dismiss the struggles of others, minimize their emotions, or even belittle their experiences. This emotional detachment can manifest in various ways, such as indifference to others' suffering, an inability to recognize nonverbal cues, or an unwillingness to listen to different perspectives. Such behaviors can alienate people, creating a barrier between the individual and those around them. Lack of empathy is particularly damaging in personal relationships. Trust, intimacy, and mutual understanding are fundamental to healthy connections, and empathy plays a crucial role in fostering these qualities. When a person is unable or unwilling to empathize, they may come across as cold, selfish, or uncaring. This can lead to feelings of neglect or frustration in their loved ones. Over time, the absence of empathy can erode relationships, leaving both parties feeling disconnected and unfulfilled. In professional settings, the consequences of lacking empathy are equally significant. Leaders who cannot empathize with their employees may fail to address their concerns, leading to low morale, decreased productivity, and high turnover rates. Similarly, coworkers who lack empathy may struggle to collaborate effectively, causing tension and hindering teamwork. In contrast, empathetic individuals tend to foster positive work environments where people feel valued and supported. At a societal level, a lack of empathy can contribute to broader issues such as inequality, prejudice, and injustice. When people are unable to empathize with those from different backgrounds or circumstances, they may perpetuate harmful stereotypes or ignore the needs of marginalized groups. This indifference can hinder progress, as societies that lack empathy often struggle to address social and economic disparities. Empathy is essential for creating inclusive and equitable communities where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. The absence of empathy can also lead to harmful behaviors such as bullying, manipulation, and exploitation. Individuals who lack empathy may disregard the impact of their actions on others, focusing solely on their own needs and desires. This can result in a cycle of harm, as victims of such behavior may themselves become detached or defensive, perpetuating a culture of insensitivity and mistrust. Understanding the causes of a lack of empathy is essential for addressing the issue. In some cases, it may stem from personal experiences such as trauma or neglect that have made it difficult for an individual to connect with others emotionally. In other instances, societal factors, such as cultural norms or technological advancements, may play a role. For example, the increasing reliance on digital communication can sometimes reduce face-to-face interactions, making it harder to develop and practice empathy. Building empathy requires conscious effort and a willingness to grow. One way to cultivate empathy is through active listening, which involves giving full attention to the speaker, understanding their perspective, and responding thoughtfully. Another approach is to expose oneself to diverse experiences and viewpoints, which can broaden understanding and reduce biases. Practicing mindfulness and self-reflection can also help individuals become more attuned to their emotions and the emotions of others. Teaching empathy from a young age is vital for fostering a more compassionate society. Parents, educators, and community leaders can play a crucial role by modeling empathetic behavior and encouraging children to consider the feelings of others. Programs that promote emotional intelligence, such as conflict resolution workshops or community service initiatives, can also help individuals develop empathy and strengthen their interpersonal skills. In conclusion, a lack of empathy creates a void that disrupts relationships, stifles collaboration, and hinders societal progress. By prioritizing empathy, individuals can build stronger connections, resolve conflicts more effectively, and contribute to a more compassionate world. Empathy is not just an emotional skill, it is a powerful tool for fostering understanding, unity, and positive change. Toxic behavior is a pattern of harmful actions, words, or attitudes that negatively impact the people around an individual. It can manifest in various forms, such as manipulation, excessive criticism, controlling tendencies, or an unwillingness to acknowledge others' feelings and boundaries. Often rooted in insecurity, anger, or unresolved personal issues, toxic behavior creates an unhealthy environment that drains emotional energy and disrupts relationships. One of the most common characteristics of toxic behavior is the constant need to bring others down. People exhibiting such behavior often resort to criticism, sarcasm, or judgment to diminish the confidence and self-esteem of those around them. They may mask their negativity as honesty or claim that their actions are for someone else's benefit, but their true intent is to assert control or superiority. This type of behavior can leave others feeling unappreciated, demoralized, or unworthy. Manipulation is another hallmark of toxic behavior. Manipulative individuals use deceit, guilt, or emotional coercion to get what they want. They may twist facts, exaggerate situations, or exploit others' vulnerabilities to achieve their goals. Over time, their actions erode trust as people begin to feel manipulated rather than respected or valued. This dynamic creates an unbalanced relationship where one person consistently sacrifices their needs and well-being for the sake of the other. Toxic behavior is often characterized by an inability or unwillingness to take responsibility for one's actions. Toxic individuals frequently blame others for their problems, avoid accountability, or make excuses for their harmful behavior. This deflection of responsibility prevents them from addressing their issues and perpetuates a cycle of negativity. It also creates frustration for those around them, who may feel burdened with unjust blame or guilt. Another common trait of toxic behavior is a tendency to create unnecessary drama or conflict. People with toxic tendencies often thrive on chaos and may instigate arguments or exaggerate small issues. This behavior disrupts harmony and causes stress for those involved. In extreme cases, toxic individuals may even pit people against one another to maintain control or gain attention, further fracturing relationships and communities. Toxic behavior can also manifest as a lack of respect for boundaries. Toxic individuals may disregard others' personal space, time, or emotional needs, imposing their desires or opinions without considering the impact. This overreach can make others feel suffocated, disrespected, or violated, leading to strained relationships and eventually a desire to distance oneself from the toxic individual. The effects of toxic behavior extends beyond individual relationships. In workplaces, toxic behavior can create a hostile environment that affects morale, productivity, and teamwork. Colleagues subjected to toxic attitudes may feel undervalued, stressed, or demotivated, which can lead to burnout or high turnover rates. In families or friendships, toxic behavior disrupts the trust and mutual respect needed to maintain strong bonds, often leaving lasting emotional scars. And in some cases, cancer becomes a source of treatment before it becomes debilitating, which can turn into long-term emotional scars. Recognizing toxic behavior is the first step toward addressing it. However, it is not always easy, as toxic individuals often justify their actions or manipulate others into believing they are not at fault. For those affected by toxic behavior, setting boundaries is crucial. Clear communication about what is acceptable and what is not can help protect one's emotional well-being. If the behavior persists despite efforts to address it, distancing oneself from the toxic individual may be necessary to safeguard mental and emotional health. For those who exhibit toxic behavior, self-awareness is key to change. Identifying the underlying causes, whether they stem from past experiences, insecurities, or unresolved emotions, can provide a path toward self-improvement. Seeking therapy, practicing mindfulness, or developing healthier communication skills can help individuals break free from toxic patterns and build more positive relationships. On a broader level, Fostering environments that encourage open communication, mutual respect, and emotional intelligence can reduce the prevalence of toxic behavior. Whether at home, in schools, or in workplaces, promoting empathy and understanding can create spaces where people feel safe, valued, and supported. In conclusion, toxic behavior is deeply damaging, not only to relationships, but also to the emotional and mental well-being of everyone involved. Recognizing and addressing such behavior is essential for cultivating healthier connections and environments. While it is challenging to confront or change toxic tendencies, the effort is worthwhile, as it leads to more fulfilling relationships and a more positive, harmonious life. Exploitation is the act of taking unfair advantage of someone for personal gain, often at the expense of their rights, well-being, or dignity. It is a deeply damaging behavior that undermines trust and equality, creating imbalances in relationships, workplaces, and societies. Exploitation can manifest in various forms, such as emotional manipulation, financial abuse, labor exploitation, or misuse of authority, and its effects are far-reaching and often long-lasting. At its core, exploitation is rooted in selfishness and a lack of empathy. It occurs when individuals or groups prioritize their own needs and desires over the welfare of others. Exploitators often prey on vulnerability, targeting those who lack power, resources, or the ability to defend themselves. This imbalance enables them to manipulate or coerce others into situations that primarily benefit the exploiter, often leaving the exploited party in a worse position than before. One of the most common forms of exploitation is emotional manipulation. In personal relationships, this can involve guilt tripping, gaslighting, or using affection as a means of control. For instance, an emotionally exploitative person may feign love or care to gain favors or compliance, only to disregard the other person's needs once their objectives are met. This behavior damages the emotional health of the exploited individual, leaving them feeling devalued, used, and betrayed. Financial exploitation is another prevalent form, often targeting those who are financially inexperienced, dependent, or vulnerable. Examples include pressuring someone into giving money, denying fair payment for labor, or using deceit to extract financial benefits. This can occur in personal relationships where one partner takes advantage of the other's financial stability, or in professional settings where employers may underpay workers or deny them rightful benefits. Such exploitation perpetuates inequality, trapping individuals in cycles of poverty or dependency. Labor exploitation is a particularly egregious form of exploitation that affects millions of people worldwide. It involves forcing individuals to work under unfair conditions, such as long hours, low wages, or unsafe environments. This often occurs in industries where workers have little bargaining power or legal protection. Migrant workers, for example, are frequently exploited due to their lack of resources or legal status, making them vulnerable to abuse and mistreatment. Labor exploitation not only violates human rights, but also contributes to systemic poverty and inequality. Exploitation can also stem from the misuse of authority or power. In hierarchical settings such as workplaces, schools, or governments, those in positions of authority may use their influence to take advantage of others. This could involve coercing subordinates into unethical activities, demanding favors in exchange for opportunities, or abusing resources meant for communal benefit. Such actions erode trust in leadership and create environments where abuse and inequality thrive. The consequences of exploitation are profound and far-reaching. For the exploited, the experience often leads to feelings of powerlessness, resentment, and diminished self-worth. In extreme cases, it can result in physical harm, financial ruin, or long-term psychological trauma. For communities and societies, exploitation perpetuates cycles of inequality, undermines social cohesion, and fosters environments of mistrust and resentment. Addressing exploitation requires both individual and collective action. For individuals, recognizing and resisting exploitative behavior is crucial. This involves understanding one's rights, setting clear boundaries, and seeking support when needed. It also requires empathy and vigilance to ensure that one does not unintentionally exploit others, particularly in situations of power imbalance. At a societal level, combating exploitation involves implementing and enforcing laws that protect vulnerable groups, such as labor regulations, anti-discrimination policies, and social safety nets. Education is another powerful tool, as it empowers individuals to recognize exploitation and equips them with the knowledge and skills to protect themselves. Additionally, fostering a culture of fairness, respect, and accountability can help prevent exploitation from taking root. For those who engage in exploitative behavior, self-awareness and a willingness to change are essential. Understanding the harm caused by their actions and taking steps to rectify their behavior can lead to healthier relationships and a more just society. Seeking guidance through counseling, mentorship, or training can help individuals break free from patterns of exploitation and contribute positively to their communities. In conclusion, exploitation is a pervasive issue that undermines the dignity and well-being of individuals while perpetuating inequality and mistrust in society. Recognizing and addressing this behavior is essential for building a fairer, more equitable world. By fostering empathy, promoting accountability, and empowering individuals with the tools to resist exploitation, we can create environments where everyone is treated with respect and given the opportunity to thrive. Refusal to take responsibility is a behavior that undermines personal growth, damages relationships, and creates a cycle of blame and avoidance. It is the act of denying accountability for one's actions, decisions, or their consequences, often accompanied by attempts to shift blame onto others or external circumstances. While avoiding responsibility might provide temporary relief, it leads to long-term challenges, both for the individual and those around them. One of the primary characteristics of refusing to take responsibility is blame shifting. Instead of acknowledging their role in a situation, individuals who exhibit this behavior often point fingers at others. They may accuse colleagues of poor teamwork, blame their mistakes on a lack of resources, or attribute personal failures to bad luck. While this deflection may protect their ego in the moment, it ultimately erodes trust and respect. Others begin to view them as unreliable or immature, which can damage relationships and reputations. Another common aspect of refusing responsibility is the use of excuses. People who avoid accountability often rationalize their actions or inactions by citing external factors beyond their control. While external challenges are a reality, consistently using them as a crutch to evade responsibility signals a deeper unwillingness to own up to one's role and outcomes. This behavior stifles personal growth as it prevents individuals from learning from their mistakes and improving. Avoiding responsibility can also manifest as a lack of initiative. Individuals who refuse to take ownership may avoid decision-making or shy away from challenges that require accountability. In workplaces, this can result in tasks being left incomplete or improperly managed, forcing others to step in and shoulder the burden. This not only affects team dynamics, but also reduces overall productivity, as others may grow frustrated with having to compensate for the individual's lack of contribution. On a personal level, refusing to take responsibility can strain relationships. In friendships, partnerships, or family dynamics, accountability is essential for building trust and resolving conflicts. When one party consistently refuses to own their actions, it leads to resentment and a sense of imbalance in the relationship. For example, a person who refuses to apologize or admit fault after a disagreement may leave the other party feeling unheard or unvalued. So, over time, this pattern can create emotional distance and weaken the bond. This behavior can also have a profound impact on an individual's personal growth. Taking responsibility is essential for self-improvement, as it allows people to reflect on their actions, identify areas for development, and make positive changes. When someone consistently avoids accountability, they miss these opportunities for growth. They may remain stuck in a cycle of repeating mistakes, blaming others, and failing to reach their full potential. Refusing responsibility is often rooted in fear or insecurity. Some individuals fear the consequences of admitting fault, such as judgment, punishment, or a damaged reputation. Others may struggle with low self-esteem and view mistakes as evidence of their inadequacy. In such cases, denying responsibility becomes a defense mechanism to protect their self-perception. While this may offer short-term comfort, it ultimately prevents them from addressing the underlying issues and building confidence. Breaking the habit of avoiding responsibility requires self-awareness and a willingness to change. The first step is acknowledging the behavior and understanding its impact on oneself and others. This involves reflecting on past situations where accountability was avoided and considering how a different approach might have led to better outcomes. Seeking feedback from trusted friends, colleagues, or mentors can also provide valuable insights into how one's actions are perceived. Taking responsibility does not mean accepting blame for everything that goes wrong. It means acknowledging one's role in a situation, whether it involves success, failure, or areas for improvement. It also involves actively seeking solutions and making amends when necessary. For example, if a project at work falls behind schedule, a responsible individual might admit their part in the delay, propose a plan to catch up, and work collaboratively to prevent future issues. Encouraging a culture of accountability is also important for addressing this behavior on a broader scale. In workplaces, schools, and communities, fostering environments where people feel safe to admit mistakes and take ownership can help reduce the stigma associated with responsibility. Recognizing and rewarding accountability can further reinforce this value, encouraging others to follow suit. In conclusion, refusing to take responsibility is a behavior that hinders personal development, damages relationships, and creates unnecessary conflict. While it may stem from fear or insecurity, it is essential to confront and overcome this tendency to build trust, foster growth, and contribute positively to one's environment. By embracing accountability and viewing mistakes as opportunities for learning, individuals can cultivate stronger relationships, achieve personal success, and inspire others to do the same. Consistent negativity is a harmful behavioral pattern that involves persistently focusing on the downsides of situations, dismissing positive aspects, and often spreading pessimism to others. While everyone experiences negative thoughts or emotions from time to time, consistent negativity becomes problematic when it dominates a person's outlook, affecting their well-being and relationships. This mindset can act as a barrier to personal growth, hinder relationships, and create an unhealthy environment for everyone involved. One of the most noticeable effects of consistent negativity is its impact on mental and emotional well-being. People who habitually focus on negative aspects of life often feel trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction, hopelessness, and frustration. This persistent negativity can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, or even depression. Over time, the inability to see or appreciate positive aspects of life diminishes one's motivation and resilience, making it difficult to overcome challenges or pursue opportunities. Relationships are another area where consistent negativity leaves a significant mark. People are naturally drawn to positivity and mutual support in their interactions, but negativity can create a toxic dynamic. Negative individuals may consistently criticize, complain, or focus on flaws, which can wear down the patience and morale of those around them. Over time, friends, family, or colleagues may begin to distance themselves, leaving the negative person feeling isolated. Additionally, constant negativity can make it challenging to resolve conflicts, as the focus remains on problems rather than solutions. Consistent negativity also hinders personal growth and achievement. A negative mindset fosters self-doubt and fear of failure, discouraging individuals from taking risks or pursuing new opportunities. For example, someone with a persistently negative outlook may dismiss a potential career advancement as unattainable or assume that any effort will lead to failure. This self-limiting belief traps them in a cycle of inaction and missed opportunities, reinforcing their negative perspective. Negativity is not only detrimental on a personal level, but can also spread to others, creating a ripple effect. In group settings, such as workplaces or communities, one individual's negativity can influence the overall atmosphere. For instance, A consistently negative employee may complain about policies, criticize colleagues, or express skepticism about new initiatives. This attitude can lower morale, reduce teamwork, and hinder productivity, affecting everyone involved. Over time, the environment becomes less collaborative and more prone to conflict or apathy. The causes of consistent negativity can vary. It may stem from past experiences, such as trauma or failure, that have shaped a person's outlook. Some individuals develop negative thinking patterns as a defense mechanism, believing that expecting the worst will protect them from disappointment. In other cases, external factors such as chronic stress, toxic environments, or unresolved emotional issues can contribute to a consistently negative mindset. Understanding these underlying causes is essential for addressing and overcoming negativity. Breaking free from consistent negativity requires self-awareness and effort. The first step is recognizing the pattern and its impact on oneself and others. This involves reflecting on thoughts, behaviors, and interactions to identify negative tendencies. For example, keeping a journal to track recurring complaints or pessimistic thoughts can help individuals become more aware of their mindset. Once the pattern is recognized, adopting strategies to shift towards positivity can be transformative. Practicing gratitude is one effective way to counter negativity. Taking time each day to acknowledge and appreciate positive aspects of life, no matter how small, can help reframe one's perspective. Mindfulness and meditation are also valuable tools for managing negative thoughts, as they encourage individuals to focus on the present moment rather than dwelling on past disappointments or future anxieties. Surrounding oneself with positive influences is another crucial step. Engaging with supportive friends, mentors, or communities can help counteract negativity and inspire a more optimistic outlook. Additionally, reducing exposure to negative influences, such as toxic relationships or environments, can create space for personal growth and positivity. And seeking professional help may also be necessary in some cases, especially if negativity is deeply rooted in past experiences or mental health challenges. Therapists and counselors can provide guidance, tools, and support to help individuals address underlying issues and develop healthier thought patterns. In conclusion, consistent negativity is a destructive force that affects mental health, relationships, and overall quality of life. While it can be challenging to overcome, it is possible with self-awareness, intentional effort, and the right support. By focusing on positive aspects of life, building resilience, and fostering supportive relationships, individuals can break free from the cycle of negativity and create a more fulfilling, optimistic future. Overcoming consistent negativity is not only beneficial for personal well-being, but also contributes to healthier and more harmonious interactions with others.